Well, I was just seeing if anybody's here. I'm out here. Thought I'd test out going live. Not seeing any chat though. There we go. Hey, Michelle, how you doing? Moon Phase, Amy, Shannon, Vlad, Country 130, Peggy, Moon Phase 5. It's good to see y'all for my first phase. Just so you guys know, this one right there is my kiddo, and he is out here shooting away at skeet for school. And I thought it'd be a good opportunity to have a first live stream, see how you guys are all doing. It'll probably be hard for you to see if he's hitting his birds or not. I'll zoom in a little more like that. Might make it a little bit more shaky. But can you all hear me? Give me a 1 for if you can hear me. There we go. All right. Oh, you're so right. Shooting is fun. Nothing makes me more proud, too, than seeing my son out here shooting away. Last year, he was, I think, 8th in skeet, which this, or trap, excuse me, which this isn't. Or no, excuse me. This is trap. He was 8th in skeet and made a magazine, and he was pretty high ranked in trap as well. This is just practice here. We're hoping that we don't get a second lockdown in order to be able to have a season. Last year, they kind of killed our season, but we went ahead and held the championships anyway. So how are you guys all today? Good to hear, Moonphase. Good to hear. Tim, good to see you. Just in case you guys didn't know. Oh, Vlad, good to hear that. Just in case you guys didn't know, this is the Rogue Valley. I'll show you a little bit real quick here. Back in the distance there, you see Table Rock. And in the far distance, you can see the mountains out and around. I'll show you just around what I mean when I say in my valley. Because you can see all the way around. That's Roxanne right there. And then back in the far distance, you'll see more mountains. And of course, this is the gun club. And this, and that's little Table Rock is way out there. Yeah, everybody, make sure you hit that like button. I'd appreciate that, and share and subscribe if it's your first time. This is just a little practice video for everyone. But and yes, whoever said I was a proud daddy, that's a fact. But I wanted people also to see this is what the positive side of shooting looks like. As you can see, everybody's safe. Everybody's having fun. It's very well structured. And it's good, healthy fun. We even have a girl that's shooting here today, right here. Her name is Rose, and she is an amazing shot. And I'll tell you what, she's pretty high ranked. And her mom and her were anti-gun until her daughter decided she wanted to shoot. And she has found, in a conversation that I had with her, that they aren't scary. There's nothing. Hey, Barefoot Lass, good to see you. It is fun. My son is, of course, far better than I am. But they found out that this is a great, safe sport, good fun, and that guns aren't big and scary. And now they're actually gun owners themselves. They actually found out that the people that like guns aren't big and scary. And I'm hoping that YT doesn't have an issue with this, because what I'm showing here is a sport out at the range. This isn't showing any guns right at the screen or anything like that. This is trap shooting for a high school team. Here he goes. And he hit that one. Looks like he's doing pretty good. Again, for those of you who signed on late, the one right there is my son in the black. Tim, how many yards? Right there, I believe that's about, to the trap house, that's about the 15-yard line. The birds, of course, are further away than that as they fly out. And trap is pretty much random, but they're always flying away from you. The difference between that and skeet is skeet, there's doubles, and they come out of a high house and a low house. This just requires one shot. You either hit it or not. And as you can see, these kids, they don't mess around. I'm real proud of them. Anyway, I didn't know if you guys had noticed or been paying attention to what's going on today, but I would be going out to the stores. I would be getting prepared. I'm going to be doing a video a little bit later that shows that will show and give some input onto what's going on out there at the local hospitals. They're getting prepared for a second lockdown, in my opinion. And I guess I could call that an LD. I'm hearing from my better half that works, of course, uh, for a place like that, is saying that they're in there getting ready. There's been lots of meetings, lots of construction, lots of measuring. And as we've seen, I think it was either in Wisconsin or Minnesota. I can't remember which one off the top of my head right here. But there are LDs already going on right now as we speak. So, oh, here comes my son right here.
What are you doing?
I'm going live. Hey, what are you doing?
I got 21. That's not that bad.
How many?
21.
21. Just so you guys all know, 21 is pretty good. 25 is a clean run. So 21 for his first time out practicing. Oh, he doesn't want to be on camera. Yeah. His first time out practicing is absolutely amazing. It's not his first time out practicing, but his first time in a long while, because he's been concentrating on homework. Everybody's working from school. In fact, a lot of the people here, oh, there he goes, had to basically be on school while on their phone out here shooting at the range. So in some cases, that is kind of handy. But anyway, I'll be reporting later on the other stuff. I just wanted to do a quick live stream, get to see everybody. If you guys have any kind of questions or let's see here. Oh, El Michelle, yeah. My son has the curliest hair. It's crazy. That kid, even when we cut it short, and since he's been a little kid, has just been a puffball. Uh, he is blessed. It's a little bit of a pain to take care of. Hello, Susie Q. How are you? But people, people are tell them that they'd kill for that hair. So, and here's the strange part: my other son, my oldest, has hair like straw, just literally like a straw broom, straight, coarse hair. But the one thing is, they all have hair, lots and lots of it. Oh, they're getting ready to head out again. So, what's everybody been doing today? Shake down the mailman for the truth. That's funny. Yeah, I have a feeling. I mean, our schools here, they have been 100% uh, from home since day one. But I have a feeling that all the rest of the schools out there are going to be doing the same. Oregon just decided to close it down. EOD vet. Hey, that's what I'd do if I started losing it too. I'd just shave it all off, get it clean and tight. Playing pool and drinking beer, that's the way to go. If you can watch, they all have a rhythm they go in. Isn't it interesting how different each one of them is? El Michelle, are you doing a garden in a greenhouse? Jefferson, yeah, that's what I'm doing. In fact, when I get home today, if I don't run out of light, I am starting my compost pile by taking the dirt that I had in the containers from this year and mixing it with oh, all kinds of stuff to get it composting. Hopefully, I can reuse it next year. If you have any tips on that, please feel free to tell me. Tim, first year in a greenhouse. Well, I'll be joining you next year, unless I have to throw one together quickly this winter. Here he goes, and that was a hit. Good job, El Michelle. Way to go. Well, Jefferson martial arts, I really don't know. I just right now I'm in the process of just emptying and sorting all my dirt, pulling all the roots kind of stuff, sifting it out. I haven't looked in to figure out just what exactly or how I should compost it. I certainly want to reuse it again if I can, so that I don't have to rebuy it. Yeah, hey Josh, welcome. Yeah, my first live. Just so you're new coming in right now. That one right there is my youngest son, and he is out here practicing at trap right now. He just shot a 21 out of 25 the last round. And he hits again. Tell you what, these kids right here are our future. And this is the kind of things we should be doing with them. Do you not agree? Right on, Tim. Right on. Save yourselves, sheeple. You know, this is, I think, part of the reason why. Oh, Jefferson Martial Arts. Yep, that's what I was thinking, that it was going to be table scraps and coffee grounds. That's a good one. But I was going to be mixing that stuff in. Should it be done in a container, or can you just do it in a pile under a tarp? Because I have kind of a semi-covered area as well. As far as I think Vet was saying, you know, I think this is part of the reason why the world is the way it is today, is we stopped coming out and doing things like this. It's really funny. If you go into the clubhouse, you'll see just how massive this sport was back in the day. I mean, it was a big, big deal. And things like this have been just kind of bred, if you would say, or raised out of our children. They've been discouraged and demonized. And now they're just not, you know, it's not a thing anymore. People they got them so interested in fake versions, like video games, or, you know, virtual reality and all of that kind of stuff, when they needed to come out here and know it for themselves. Thanks, Barry. Yeah. I mean, even hunting. How many people have taken their kids out hunting or even know how? I mean, I'll admit it, I'm guilty of not taking them out as much. This one, right there, wants to go out and do some hunting, so we might try to do that this year and see if we can get some meat as well. Good job, Josh. See, I think that was another part, is things have become easy. We don't have to hunt for our food. It's become more of a, say, fun event than it has a necessity, just like growing as well. And I think people better realize that's about to change. I know when I first got started, Roger that, Josh, when I got started, it was, I mean, I'll admit, the first time I got invited to my elk hunting party, and that was, of course, tens of years or more ago, probably 20, 30 years ago, I had no clue what to do. I had to ask my buddy, okay, so what do I do? And he says, well, here's a knife. He coached me and he says, get in there. He goes, when you're covered from head to toe, you know that you're doing it right. Of course, I'll tell you a story. So he says, you know, you get in there and you get it all quartered out, you know, lay out the skin, get it all quartered out nice and well, and don't let it get dirty and whatnot. And then once you've got it quartered up and you've got your other meats in a bag, he goes, you hang it up in a tree. And then you, of course, once it's hung up off the ground and off in the tree, you pee around the bottom to keep the coyotes and whatnot away. And so I thought, oh, okay, that's I can do that. So we get out there and he puts me on some cold ass ridge in the middle of eastern Oregon somewhere, freezing my butt off. And he says, now they're going to come right through this area, so be awake and be ready for them. They'll come from every direction. So sure enough, it starts getting light. Here they come. They come all up over there. And his what he said was, don't stop shooting till he stops moving. So I followed his suit, and they heard basically me empty my gun, and he thinks, huh. And he comes over and he comes looking for me. few hours later because I heard shooting off his way, and it turns out we both got lucky and got one that day. But he comes over and he comes down the saddle, and he can tell I must be down there somewhere. And he comes walking down, and he's walking down, and he looks, and he's inspecting my work, and he goes, "Okay, good." He goes, "You've got the carcass drug off, and it doesn't look like you wasted any meat." And he goes, "And your skin's all out." And he goes, "So, so where's the animal?" And I said, "Well, he's up in the tree." And he goes, "He is?" And he looks at this. I mean, there was like only one pine tree out in the middle of this area. It wasn't a pine, it was some sort of fir, I think. But he's got this one tree out there, and he starts looking up, and he goes, "Well, where is it?" And I said, "Well, it's up in the tree." And he looks up a little further, and he goes, "I don't see it. Am I looking in the right tree?" And I said, "No, you got to look up in the tree." And he looks way up in the tree, and he just starts cracking up laughing, and he says, "What on earth?" He goes, "I meant off the ground, like 3 or 4 feet. I didn't mean, did you have to climb up there to get that in there?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I had to climb up with each one and pull the rope down and, tie it off on the limbs down below. You said to keep it away from the animals." And he said, "Well, I meant like, 2 or 3 feet off the ground, maybe." And he goes, "So you peed around the bottom still?" And he goes, "'Cause there ain't nothing getting to those." And he laughed, and we had a good time. Uh, but those are the kind of things I think we've forgotten to teach each other and teach our kids. And obviously, my dad, he taught me, but I had forgotten. So I think that's something that we all need to think about and reteach our kids and about the old days. You know, I mean, what happens if we don't have power? Does anybody have tools that don't require power? I kept my grandpa's old tools. They're Everything seems to crank or 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 have a spring-loaded mechanism or something like that. Um, how many people have oil lanterns? I mean, batteries are one thing, charging things up is another, solar is another thing, but I think we need to start thinking about this kind of like we think about elk camp. We have a wall tent, has a wood stove. First thing we do is split 4 cords of wood, even though that seems ridiculous, which it is. But we split enough for the camp that comes after us and happens to find it, or somebody from town who just needs wood. We don't care. We drop the dead trees and we split it and stack it all up in front of make a windbreak in front of the tent. And we put up a big 35-foot long uh, wall tent. Uh, it's amazing. I mean, we roll out carpet in the inside, which I know seems silly. We put a wood stove in there. We have a 10-foot cooking fly, and we're able to basically it could be 12 degrees outside, and we're walking around in our underwear and our shirts, and the inside is so hot. So, and everything we have, of course, runs on propane, but we have backups so that we can cook on, things like white gas or even wood. The wood stove itself is set up so that it boils water and can cook on it. Rocket stove. I don't even think most people know how to make a rocket stove just out of the wood round itself. And of course, if you don't know what a round is, well, then you need to look that up, because it's basically just a big round of wood that you split up and place in a certain way to make a rocket stove out of it, in a sense. That's basic speaking. Uh-oh. Looks like he's done. Well, guys, I just wanted to say thank you. Thanks for coming to the live stream and everything. I'll be doing more. I'm glad it went well. Now I know how to do it. You guys know I love you all, and I'm praying for you guys all every night. And I tell you what, always remember that you need to be able to rest in peace knowing that you're safe, secure, and prepared for anything that might come. I love you guys all. I'll see you later. Well, that is if I can figure out how to stop it. So, see, I don't know how to do that.